11/12/2025. It was a couple of talking points I wanted to talk about today. One being that my eldest son called me last night, right in the middle of me taking a bath, 11:11. I was trying to meditate and manifest, and I was soaking in borax, which is a whole nother topic we need to get on, because this borax is doing something to me. I ain't lying, it's doing something to me. Today, I literally have eaten soup every day this week, and only soup in the afternoon, and then when I get home, I'm not eating anything. But I have been eating some pumpkin seeds that I made, which were messed up because I baked the pumpkin first and then tried to make the pumpkin seeds, and so the pumpkin seeds are not crunchy or anything. So, but I know they good for you, and so I'm eating them. But at any rate, my son called me last night and was, just talking about how he want to live in Los Angeles, because that's where he is in jail. Not prison, but he's in jail in Los Angeles. So he's like, when he get out, he not coming back. He want to live there. He like the water, blah, blah, sleepy weep. So as I'm soaking in the tub, I think to myself, like, wow, maybe his journey is that he was getting hooked on all these drugs and do all these crazy things, and then get to California and he should act. And the reason why I say that is because he seemed, in my opinion, to struggle to be himself. And maybe I'm projecting, because maybe I'm struggling to be myself, but shit, I'm just figuring out who myself is. So, I just spent most of my life the same way he has, just, trying to fit in, which is a detriment to yourself, because you are literally saying you're not good enough to yourself when you try to be somebody else. At any rate, I say this to him, that he should get into acting. And I said, and also mentioned the fact that I felt like he had struggled to be himself, because he's always playing a character. When you're around him, he's playing someone that he knows in his life, and he's very good at mimicking people, how they sound, their mannerisms, all that kind of stuff. And so I say that, and he gets offended. And had I have known that was going to be offensive, I wouldn't even have said it. But I was saying it genuinely, just thinking that shit, you could become an actor and become a big movie star, and get your life all together, and then I wouldn't have nothing to worry about it, and you could take care of me when I got old, But I didn't say all that. I was just thinking that. But baby, he got so mad at me and kept asking me what kind of character should he play, and then he landed on a drag queen, and I was like, the fuck? And I mean, he was just really butthurt about it. And so, because I really could not explain that what I was saying was genuine, because he wasn't going to hear me, I just hung up on him. Because this is something that I think that I am coming to the realization about, is that the reason that my kids get so offended by things that I say, it comes from how they feel about me, and that they don't really like me, and they have a lot of disdain for me and how I raised them and the choices that I made, and all that is understandable. I don't even have an issue with that. But my issue is that I, for whatever reason, don't have a guard up when I'm talking to them. Ooh, you finna run that light and hit that truck. When I'm talking to them, I'm not guarded. I'm not thinking about, whether or not I should, because the way that I am with everybody else, I'm like really trying to figure out what it is they want to hear, what they want to, and so I just talk. But I'm understanding that I can't just talk with them, because I feel like, like I want this relationship, like we open with each other and we can talk with each other, but that's just not the case. I'm their mother and they see me as the villain in their life. And so everything I say, they villainize it. And I mean, they villainize it quickly. I mean, they listening with the villain tone in mind. They can't even hear me for just me because of how they feel about me. And I tried to tell my middle son that a couple of weeks ago when he was, going off on me about my baby son. Like, y'all just feel some type of way about me. Because one thing that I do know for certain is that when somebody loves you and they care about you, they are at you. They defend everything you do before somebody even say something. They got their defenses up about you. You know what I mean? They when they love you, it's just this air of you can not do anything wrong. And when someone does not love you, there's nothing you can do right. And maybe I may be going a little bit forward with that, but that's how I feel, because especially my two older sons, they always find fault in me no matter what I'm talking about. And it's like, it's real sensitive for me, because I've spent my entire life feeling like nobody was never on my side about nothing. And now I got two people that I pushed out of my body that's doing the exact same thing. And it's like, I don't know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I know that I need to stop talking to them. Especially, just listen. And don't respond to nothing that they say. Just listen. Because they don't want to hear nothing coming from me. Even if it's, and I am full of great information, because that's all I do is do research on how to be a better me. And so I run up on a lot of cool information about shit that I wish I knew, or somebody would have told me a long time ago. But I can't even tell them stuff because they see me as the villain. I'm the villain in their story. And that's so hurtful, but it is what it is. And that's not much I can do about that. But I don't understand how me saying to you that you should get into acting because you have spent your life portraying someone else and not being yourself. How is that so offensive? Maybe it was. Whatever it was, that I wasn't finna let him rake me over the motherfucking coals with, what he was gonna try to do it low key and keep on asking me the same question. Because I didn't have it was not anything that I was doing to cause him harm. It was basically just a suggestion. And that's what I should have just said. The suggestion was maybe you should get into acting and left it there. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that went to Hollywood and wanted to become an actor and never did make it when they was young. But it's people that went when they was old and made it. Because that's what he thinks. I'm 36 years old and I said, okay, Wasn't much else I can say. But the other topic that I wanted to talk about is kind of coincides with it in some instances. But this girl that I was friends with for, I guess it was 4 years. approximately 4 years, and I met her randomly at this place, and we share the same name. But I ran into her, and at the mall, and I was so excited to see her. I missed her. You know what I mean? I missed what I thought it could be, because it wasn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? It wasn't what I thought it was. Either way, I kept having it come up in my spirit over and over again about her. And so I reached out by text and told her, you know, that, you know, maybe I was a little impromptu and disconnecting with her, because I disconnected with her based on the fact that I felt like we weren't friends. And I felt like I wasn't her friend because, one, I couldn't call her, and two, she only called me when she needed to do something that her real circle didn't want to do, and two, when she needed someone to vent about her mother and her family situation, because she's not married, she don't have any kids, you know. And I was good with those conversations, you know, giving her advice and, you know, excited that she would call. But there was not one time I could ever call her and she would pick up the phone. And so I sent her this long text, basically apologizing for disconnecting and wanting to reconnect, and opening the door for maybe that we could start hanging out again. I sent her that text on Friday. She has not responded to that text, and it is Wednesday. She didn't even acknowledge that she got it. And this morning, something says to me that you were right. You were right about her not being your friend. Because if she felt like, in any form or fashion, that we had a connection, there's no way that she could ignore that text and not say anything. But because she feels some type of way that I disconnected with her, she's offended, and now this is kind of like a get back situation, like, I don't fuck with you. But it was weird to me because when I seen her at the mall, she acted as if nothing happened. And I'm really afraid of people who can be that fake. It's so hard for me to be fake. Like, sometimes I really put a good effort into trying to be fake. It's hard for me to just be fake. But some people, it is easy for them to just fake it and be super fake. I'm gonna tell you, if I didn't like her, I would have spoke from a distance to her. I wouldn't have got up on her. I wouldn't have asked for no hug, none of that. She would have known I didn't fuck with her. And I just don't have the capabilities of being that, for lack of a better word, is fake. Because it's not really fake. It's just, you know, some people can turn it off and turn it on. And when I'm emotionally invested in something, I can't turn it off and turn it on. It's just really hard for me.